Good morning, Professor. This is Sukrita Panyala on behalf of Group 5. So, our project is motor fuel consumption. What is fuel consumption? So, it is the amount of fuel that a vehicle has been traveled to a particular distance. So, in United States, the fuel consumption is measured in terms of gallons. And in this project, we analyzed and estimated the motor fuel demand using different models, and the fuel consumed across all the states in USA has been considered, and we analyzed the fuel consumption of each state and compared the results to determine which state is reliable in terms of fuel. And in this project we have made use of different data visualization techniques and dataset description. The amount of fuel consumed in United States per state for each month from 2012 to 21 is included in the project dataset, and there are 6,032 observations and 6 variables in this. And the variables include state. This column contains all the state names in United States, followed by special fuel volume, the amount of diesel consumed for every month of each state from 2012 to 21 is mentioned in this column, then followed by new date. It is the date which indicates each month in those 10 years. And next is gasoline volume, the volume of gasoline consumed for every month of each state from 2012 to 21, and followed by gasoline rate and diesel rate. These are the tax rates of gasoline and diesel for each month. So our predictions are going to be done, have been done on fuel consumptions combination column, as we want to consider all the ways each state is consuming the fuel. Coming to visualizations, the first graph shows state-wise gasoline consumption by volume for the latest month, and the latest month is August 2021. For this graph, we have taken state on x-axis, gasoline volume on y-axis. This graph had been plotted in such a way that it should be representing the states in order of volume consumed from high to low. So we can observe that the Texas holds the highest consumption of gasoline, and then followed by California, Florida, and so on. This plot shows the special fuel consumption for all states over the years 2012 to 21, and the date is taken on the x-axis, special fuel volume on y-axis. And when we observe the graph, for every year there's a drop in month of February, and the reason could be February being the lowest consumption month is because of the cold weather, because seasonal changes also affect the fuel consumption. And in this graph, you could see the plot showing the gasoline volume consumption for all states over the years 2012 and 21. The date has been taken on the x-axis, the gasoline volume has been taken on the y-axis, and then we can see that every year in month of February there is a lowest fuel consumption month, and in 2020 there is high drop in the fuel consumption, and that is because of COVID-19 due to lockdown restrictions. And there are different factors that leads to loss in fuel economy during winters. Visualization for this graph is the special fuel volume consumed across all the US states. This is a horizontal bar graph. With this also we can see Texas holds the highest consumption of special fuel consumption, and California holds the highest. This map depicts state-wise special fuel consumption in year 2012. This is only for a particular year, 2012, and you can see from the graphic and you can see from the image itself that Texas holds the highest and followed by California in the next. And this one is the same as the before one, but this is for this gasoline consumption in the year 2012. And this also you can see from the image, California holds the first highest, followed by Texas and Florida in the third position. This is a statewide special fuel consumption over the years 2012 to 21, and each graph is for one state. So in many states, it shows that there is a sudden drop in the fuel consumption during 2020 and 21, which is observed as an impact of the restrictions imposed on travel due to COVID-19. This is also the same as the previous one, but for the gasoline consumption over the years 2012 to 21, and each graph represents each state, and we can see some consumption trends. And when you see South Carolina, which has been highlighted, it shows that there is a sudden drop in fuel consumption during period 2020-2021, which can be observed again as the restriction because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This correlation plot between gasoline volume and gasoline rate. So we have taken gasoline rate on x-axis, gasoline volume on y-axis. This shows that there is no linearity between these, the x-axis and y-axis. And despite the increase in gasoline rate in every state, the gasoline volume remains unchanged, the consumption remains unchanged. And we can see the trend line and the R2 score. The R2 score is also, it's not near 1. If the R2 score is like near to 1, we can say that there is a linearity. The x and y axis are codependent, and there is a sort of linearity between them. But here the R square value is also too low, it's 0.0913. So these x-axis and y-axis are not codependent on each other. And this is a correlation plot between diesel volume and diesel rate, and again there is no linearity between these two, and the R square value is also low, it's 0.01. And yeah, then to perform more visualizations using like new data, we try to collect total vehicles data for our data set, and we got the total vehicle data set from US Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administration website, and that website consists data from 1945 total vehicles that has been registered in each state in the United States. But we had to take only from 2012 to 21, that is what we needed, and we have collected that information from that. And here we use that total vehicles data to perform more visualizations, and this is a correlation plot between average gasoline volume and average total number of vehicles. We have taken the total number of vehicles on x-axis and the average gasoline volume consumed on y-axis, and we can see these x-axis and y-axis are positively collinear. So if total number of vehicles increase, then there is an increase in gasoline volume too. And California has the highest gasoline consumption, and we can see the trend line and R2 square value too, and that is like near to 1, it's 0.96. So we can say that x and y axis are codependent on each other. And this is the correlation plot between the diesel volume, average diesel volume, and average total number of vehicles, and even these are positively collinear. The R square value is like near to 1, it's 0.77. So this means that x and y axis are again codependent on each other. If there is an increase in total number of vehicles, then there is an increase in special volume consumption too. This visualizations, this is gasoline volume consumed by Texas for all the years in different months, and this is gasoline volume consumed by Alabama for all years in different months, and this is gasoline volume consumed by California in different months. So we have randomly chosen 3 states. One is Texas, Alabama, and California, and then we plot. These plots depict the gasoline volume consumed by these states in all 12 months for 10 years. From these graphs, we analyze that there is a standard pattern for all the years, and the consumption is mostly linear with minor increase or decrease. Special fuel volume consumed by Texas, and this is again the special fuel volume consumed by, and this is consumed by California. So these are also the same states that we have taken for the gasoline volume, and we can observe that special fuel consumption over all these 3 states did not fall too low as much as the gasoline consumption. because we interpreted that it is because the special fuel is mostly consumed by the vehicles which are used for transportations of goods and supplies. And even in 2020, during the COVID time, we do need goods and supplies. So there is not much decrease in the special fuel volume. Conclusion, we conclude that saying visualization techniques like bar chart, line chart, scatter plot have been used to just broaden the analysis of our data set provided, and multiple combination possibilities and on how and where the fuel consumption has been increased and decreased in the 10 years has been identified, and various trends have been discovered. And in the fuel consumption, February month is the lowest. We got to know that. And Texas and California has the highest in gasoline special fuel consumption. These are some references that we have used, we have gone through, and thank you.